Hi, my name is Stephen McGee and I'm the author of Electrical Forensics, and we are here today to do some electrical forensics work on this phone. This is the Susan G. Komen cell phone that's made by TrackPhone. And Susan G. Komen is a breast cancer research group, and they've teamed up with TrackPhone and they're marketing this phone to people currently. And there it is. It's an LG 306G. And the curious thing about that particular partnership is that it's actually known today that there may be a link to cancer and cell phones. And we're going to have a little look at the manual for the phone. So this is the LG 306G manual. Has a health and safety information chapter, and there's a couple of lines that I highlighted in here. We're going to have a read of them. So the first one basically says that the phone has the ability to possibly cause minor burns, and the second paragraph that I've highlighted says that you have to keep this phone 1.5 centimeters away from the body, which is kind of hard to do for a phone. So to use this phone in accordance with the manual, it really should be supplied with a pair of tongs so you can maintain that 1.5 centimeters. So this is basically how they're telling you to use your phone. So you have to hold it with a pair of tongs and you have to keep it 1.5 centimeters away from your body. So that's what that paragraph is all about, what it actually means in real life. Now, why would they be saying this? So we need to kind of have a little look into the research on cell phones. So this is the International Agency for Research on Cancer and the World Health Organization. This is the press release number 208. And it says the IARC classifies radio frequency electromagnetic fields as possibly carcinogenic to humans. And you'll notice that they were saying this in May 2011. So it's quite a few years ago that they released this document. And they basically say that based on an increased risk of glioma, a malignant type of brain cancer associated with wireless phone use. So evidence is out there that these little cellular devices may actually be harmful to health to the point where they may give you cancer, and in particular brain cancer. So we're going to put this manual to the test. So those two paragraphs are what we're interested in this experiment. So this is an experiment I've devised to see what that's all about. So we have a tub here. This is 2 eggs. We've mixed them up and they're free flowing around the tub, nothing sticking to the tub at all. And we're going to see if the phone in normal use can actually change the structure of these eggs on an hour-long phone call. And that hour-long phone call is based on the time that I spend on the phone with my parents. So we're going to make the phone call, and then the eggs are going to be our substitute for the human head. And we're going to sit the eggs on top of the phone like that for an hour while it's on a phone call. And we're going to see what happens to the eggs. So it should be interesting to see the final result. So the experiment is now ready to go. We're going to use this. This is a radio frequency meter to make sure that the phone is actually transmitting. And we're also going to have a magnetic compass next to the phone to see if the phone is disturbing the magnetic field at all. Okay, so we're now ready to go. We're going to put the camera onto time lapse, and we're going to time lapse an hour-long phone call from the Susan G. Komen breast cancer cell phone. Okay, so we've irradiated the eggs for an hour, and let's look at them. So you can see that there's still fluid and nothing is stuck to the tub. There is some structure in there. So what I can see in here, let me move that down a little bit so we get the focus right, that there is some little bits of structure. It's right there. You see it? It's as if the egg has started to cook. See it right there. The egg has actually started to cook. Wow. So that's your brain. So we're using the eggs as the stand-in for the human brain, and there's structure in there. It's like a piece of snot. So what we're looking at is coagulation. So this is a biological material, and it started to coagulate. Very, very interesting. So we got lumps of boogers in there. So what we're going to do now is, there's the phone. I'm going to flip it over, and we're going to do another hour phone call with our booger filled egg, and we're going to see what another hour-long phone call does to this. I can see, when I move this around, I can see structure in there that wasn't there before. As I say, it's like slime, and in some parts of it, it's actually quite thick. So let's give it another hour and see what happens. So we're going to put this down here, and we're going to make another 1 hour phone call, but this time our eggs are going to sit on the back of the phone. Okay, so we've irradiated our egg now for 2 hours. It got irradiation from the front of the phone for the first hour, and it got irradiation from the back of the phone for the second hour. So let's see what's going on. And what appears to have happened is we actually appear to have clots in here. And just waiting for the focus to come in. There we go. I'm going to try and show you those clots. So there's one right there. It's clear. That's a lump. It's a lump of jello floating around. So it appears that the cooking of the egg has continued. Okay, there's a big lump of jello right here. So what's actually happened is bits of the egg have actually started to cook. There's a lump of jello right here. You see it sliding down. So what's basically happened is this egg is now filled with clots. And it's not just one or two clots, there's lots of them. You can kind of see them. They appear as clear patches. They're sort of floating on top of the mixture. And just Trying to see if they can trap another one. There's another clot right up here right now. And we got some more kind of over in this area. You can see them floating around. Okay, I've got a big clot floating around up there. I'm going to try and get it to slide down. You see it sliding down? There it is. There's the big clot. It's a big clot of egg right there. So it's just one of many clots that are in this solution of egg that we irradiated with the phone. So it very definitely is a problem, this wireless radiation, when you irradiate biological systems with it. Particularly at the up-close exposure. The up-close exposure is horrendous according to this mixture that we have. And all I can see when I move this around is slime. There's lots of slime. It looks like boogers. You can see one right there. So like clots and boogers floating around in this mixture. Looks like somebody with a nasty cold has sneezed into it and filled up the mixture with lumps. So that's your brain. So when you hold a cell phone next to your head, this is what your brain is going to end up looking like, particularly if you make very long and prolonged phone calls. So I encourage you not to take my word for this. I encourage you to repeat this experiment. So it's a very easy experiment to do, and it's very cheap. It's about as cheap an experiment as you can possibly do with a cell phone. And see what you get. And I'd be interested to see if your clots are actually thicker than the clots I'm seeing in this mixture. Okay, so just summing up, this is the phone we tested. It's the Susan G. Komen track phone. It's available right now in shops. There it is, Susan G. Komen. It's a pink cell phone, and it has the ability to fill egg mixture with lots of clots over prolonged periods. So I urge you to go out and do your own research and come to your own conclusions. And electrical forensics has a lot of information in it that should help you in that quest. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and I wish you the very best of health. Thank you.